Surprising yourself. What does it teach you about who you're becoming? I didn't think I had it in me. And then this week, I proved myself wrong. Honestly, that line kind of sounds cliche. Just because I've had moments where I felt like I didn't have it in me, due to whatever situation I was going through, or whatever condition I found myself in regarding kind of like my emotional or mental state. I feel like we've all been there, back against the wall, and then you remind yourself like, hey, I got this shit. It's not like a magic fix where everything, magically works out, but at the same time, things do work out because you make it so. Not because of anything external, but as a result of you not letting the external afflict your internal process. And it's good to have that moment of triumph for yourself. It's also like that mental repetition, where you're consistently reinforcing that foundation of mental fortitude for yourself. As they say, practice doesn't make perfect, it makes progress. So the beauty of it and the challenge is to consistently show up for yourself each and every time you feel challenged, because that's how you continue to sustain growth. It's not enough to show up today and then have a stream of days where you don't. Granted, we all have those off days. Sometimes it could even be consecutive. But it's very valuable to make it the norm, to show up and progress, rather than that not being the case. Because at the end of the day, no matter what you're doing in this life, it won't be perfect. And I find that in the pursuit of perfection, that can cause us to stall out because we're so focused and wrapped up in what's the perfect approach, what's the perfect presentation, what's the perfect start or origin. And it gets to the point where we don't even end up starting. Paralysis by analysis. And on top of that, we overlook the most valuable aspect, the presence, just presenting what you feel is authentic to you. That can kind of get lost when we don't give ourselves the grace to translate our internal process into tangible expression. But to reel this all into what I was saying earlier, when I didn't have it in me this week, although it did sound a tad bit clickbaity, the thought I was trying to convey was just that. Having an instance where you feel like you just don't have it, but rather than succumbing to that feeling or adopting that state of mind, you simply just assess it, break it down, let yourself take what you need to take out of it, and discarding the rest so you can move forward. But ultimately, allowing yourself to do so with grace. So it turns out the limits that we thought we've had were just walls we haven't pushed on yet. But those are my thoughts. What do you think? D Speaks. Talk to you in the next one.